Hey guys, welcome back to Review a Day. Now, I'm not necessarily going to turn this into a viewer mail reading show or anything like that, but you guys are doing comments, and I figured this is a good way to respond to you, so I am going to read a couple of them off. Ike commented on yesterday's video about Akira saying, "Okay, I hate to do this kind of thing, but Akira came out the same year as Blade Runner, and the color pages you refer to are original paintings done by Katsuhiro Otomo did in the original collections. They are not colors that were added by Dark Horse. Sorry to get nitpicky, but I wouldn't be so hard on you if I didn't think you were doing a great job otherwise." Well, thank you for the compliment, and thank you for the corrections. I didn't know that about the pages, and I didn't bother to check that about Blade Runner. So, that being said, I do think it is kind of interesting that they both came out at the same time because, in terms of a look at a future world, they are stylistically similar. And in terms of the color, like I said, I really wish that they would do something. They would release a volume that was completely those painted colors. Normally, I think, keep it pure to whatever the author artist's original intent was. But in this case, I think it would be kind of cool to see. So, a couple of other unrelated comments that you guys left. Nolan said that he was reading Black Adam: The Dark Age and thought it was awesome. I completely agree. Great series. Love the character of Black Adam when he's done well and not as a generic baddie. He is given more richness and more to do than probably most heroes in the DC universe. And the Black Adam: The Dark Age series was really great, ended very satisfactorily. Definitely pick it up in trade. Marcelo says he was wondering if I was following Omega the Unknown, and what are my comments on it. We are at the ninth issue of Omega the Unknown, and I think actually I was reading a review over our friends at Geek and Nerd posted, and I think they said it best that the series is so good that it's not interesting anymore. That you just keep reading it and going, oh, yeah, this is great. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, this is really well done. Oh, this is really good. And it's something that you'll go back and read in trades over and over and over again because I really do think what Latham and Dalrymple are doing is a completely classic series. But right now, it's not setting the world on fire because it's such a consistent level of quality. And kind of what I mean by that, just to be more specific, is I've always felt like you need things that are bad so that you can compare them to everything else. It gives you a scale of what is bad and what is good. So if you have something of a consistent quality, it ends up being kind of If you have one thing that's kind of bad, all the good things become that much higher. I don't know what you guys think about that, but that's sort of a long-standing theory of mine. So, viewer mail out of the way, let's talk about the review. Today I'm going to talk about a book called Arsenic Lullaby. This volume is called The Donut Cometh, as you can see. That is Baron von Donut on the front. And this is actually the reason that I ended up buying this book. Collected in here is a book called The Thousand Deaths of Baron von Donut, which had a better cover than this. It basically had, in gigantic letters up here, The Thousand Deaths of Baron von Donut, and in the corner, Baron von Donut saying, "The what? The what?" Which I thought was kind of hilarious. Now, here's the thing about the book. You can also tell that Baron von Donut is in a pile of dead bodies up here. This is one of those books that, and bear with me for a second, but thinks it's funny to push the envelope by doing Holocaust humor and by doing abortion humor, dead baby humor, scatological humor, that sort of thing. I am not a big fan of that, and I think because it's an easy way of doing humor, it's something that people think is funny rather than actually is funny most of the time. And only if you do it extremely, extremely well in an extremely smart way where you tip your hat a little bit and say, hey, I know what I'm writing. I'm smarter than this material in a certain way. Does it really work? We talked about this on the stack a little bit. That being said, I think Arsenic Lullaby hits that probably about 50% of the time. This is a collection, so it's a bunch of different authors. It's a bunch of different directions for it. The Baron von Donut stuff is pretty funny, and there's some other stuff that's pretty amusing in the book. That being said, it does not hit as often as it hits, so just realize that if you go to pick up one of these collections. If you're a fan of dirty humor or envelope-pushing humor, you might enjoy this a lot more than I do. Otherwise, they release them in single issues. Arsenic Lullaby, you can pick one up rather than spending all the money on a trade, see what you think, see if it grabs your fancy. In any case, that's it. Arsenic Lullaby, The Donut Cometh was the review today. I gotta go because I have to go see a movie called The Incredible Hulk. I will see you guys tomorrow.